Okay, let me jump into this now. Okay, so you can kind of file these under my wants for the franchise. And this, some of these are like questions for you guys, okay? Do we want more Myers, right? And I kind of went over that. I definitely want more Myers. Myers is my number one draw. He's my boy. Personally, I would love a reboot. Even if it's a 21-year-old Myers, I'm fine with that. I think the way you do that, because I don't think anybody wants a new origin story, but I think you can kind of have your cake and eat it too. And I think the way to do it is kind of how they did like Man of Steel, where you jump into the current day, and Myers is 21 years old, and maybe you have some flashbacks here and there, kind of like they did in Halloween Kills, but it's a young Myers. I want a young, fresh, 21-year-old Myers, 20s. That's what I want. And if they want to, like, every now and then have like a little quick 2-minute, 5-minute little flashback to something that might be important story-wise, maybe a little moment between Loomis and Myers in Smith's Grove, I'm for that. I think that'd be really cool. Just don't give too much. But I think that'd be a good way to start, because I think that's the allure of this franchise. It's Myers. So they'd be crazy not to pursue Myers soon. I don't think you necessarily have to have Myers for the TV series. Hell, like I said, I'd prefer them to not have Myers for the TV series. I just want Myers on the big screen. Realistically, I think I would rather have just a movie. If I could get away with not having a TV series, I think I'd be fine with it. But will I watch it? Yes. Okay? So that's the first thing. Myers is extremely important to this franchise. Don't get me wrong, guys. I will never say you don't need Myers. Eventually you do, And I think even if you do a TV series, at least you got to have kind of his essence throughout the TV series. Have characters talk about him, because that just keeps you interested, right? Because at the end of the day, he's the cash cow. So you have to bring up that evil, that Haddonfield evil, the Sawain, all that stuff, all that Haddonfield lore. Yeah, I think that needs to be in there. Myers, his essence needs to be in there somehow. New character trilogy. I don't want a return of Laurie Strode. I don't even necessarily want a return of like Annie Brackett and Linda. I wouldn't mind a fresh new set of characters for Halloween. Yeah, and I think those characters, maybe they could even be relatives of the Strodes. I don't mind hearing the name Strode from time to time, stuff like that. That is part of the fabric of Halloween. Strode. There are certain names in the franchise, Charlie Bowles, that we constantly hear. So if these characters, it could be freaking relatives of Charlie Bowles. It could be whatever. Sayer, who knows? But I think it would be really cool if we got fresh, new characters of all ages. Have some young characters as your focal point. Have some older seasoned characters that might have dealt with Myers in the past, or might have dealt with some other evil in the past. Okay. And one little caveat I had in here too, I think it would be kind of cool, like say in a Myers movie, maybe have like another killer on the loose somewhere, that's apart from Myers, and I'm thinking obviously of like Reverend Sayer and the evil that he's hunting, something like that. Now, and this is where I might lose half of you. Okay. Do you think Myers needs to be the only killer in your Halloween movie? And I'm not talking about like Michael and Corey and how they were helping each other. No, I'm talking about what if in this Haddonfield world we had Myers, but we also had maybe another killer on the loose somewhere, and they can kind of tie the stories together, because me, guys, I'm always about taking chances and trying to do different things, right? It could fall on its face, but I would be kind of cool with that if they entered another character and maybe throw in a little bit of misdirection there. Maybe this is where you start going into a little bit of the Saw territory because they have misdirection all through that freaking franchise and characters and whatnot. Why not enter some other evil characters in the Halloween franchise? Hell, they kind of did it with Halloween 2018 with Sartain, right? I loved Sartain as a character. I don't think they hit it home, but I think Sartain as a character was fantastic, you know? Erica, we will get to that. That's going to be on another slide. Michael versus, all right? We'll get to that. And I'll say it right now. I'm not talking about Michael versus Jason, Pennant, none of that. I'm talking about, because those characters don't belong to Haddonfield. They don't belong to the Halloween universe, okay? I want everything to be Haddonfield Halloween specific. Next item, we need a Loomis. It doesn't have to be the Loomis, but I think we need a character like Loomis. Somebody that knows what this evil is that we're dealing with. Could be a relative of Loomis. I don't care. But I would prefer it to be someone a little bit older, little hard-edged, little gristled. He's maybe a little bit of an asshole. Somebody who is obsessed. That's another thing I loved about Sartain. He was obsessed with Myers. I think it always adds something to the franchise when you have that obsessed character that just, there's something about Myers that gets under his skin and he's just obsessed with him, So I think you need a Loomis type character. I think that's somehow some of the entries that don't have Loomis, I think that's what's missing. I like Loomis because sometimes Loomis is a little crazy himself. Loose origin, and this kind of falls into what I was stating earlier. You could do like flashbacks and whatnot, but I want to dive into this thing. I don't want this to be, we got to wait 45 minutes to finally get to, okay, Myers is out now and the evil. No, I want to dive in head first into this thing, and automatically we're like, oh shit, here we go. Wow. People are dying. Okay, it's insane, right? I don't want white trash families in there too. This is something that I didn't put in my notes, but it just came to me. I think Halloween characters have a certain essence about them. Okay, I think they are a specific type of people. They're like working middle class people living in suburbs. They're not really trailer park trash. They're just different types of people, right? And what I mean by that is they're not like, there's cursing in Halloween movies, but I mean, then there's like Rob Zombie's movies where it's just like every other freaking sentence that they're throwing out fuck, I don't think you need that in a Halloween movie. And I think the best Halloween movies have the best characters, right? The first Halloween movie, the second, the people of Haddonfield, they are just kind of working class, They go to the supermarket. Some of them might even go to church. Who knows? Because what that does is it separates even farther the evil from the good, right? There's a lot of good people in Haddonfield. I would even say this, guys. I think maybe even some of the characters in David Gordon Green's trilogy, didn't they kind of veer a little bit towards like a zombie type of character? Not that that's a horrible thing, but he did have some characters that were a little bit redneck, You can have a certain level of redneck like Halloween 4, but you got to just kind of scratch the surface with it. That's a personal thing for me. I know some people that love Rob Zombie's Halloween. I love Rob Zombie's Halloween too, but yeah, that just feels like a different movie though. That doesn't feel like Halloween. Dia Dreams, she says, I know we love Halloween movies and Myers, but we don't want it oversaturated. We've had back-to-back movies. Let the trilogy simmer for a bit. Then a whole new cast years later, I guess. And maybe the happy medium there is like maybe 3 years, because I know a lot of people have been saying like 5 years. Some people are saying they want it now. So maybe 3 years. And by the way, guys, just because they are announcing things right now, this shit's still got to get made. It might be at least 3 years before we see anything. Okay. I mean, hell, it was when I first, did my update on, John Carpenter coming back to the franchise. I think it was around like 3 years. So yeah, it might not be too quick. And then last thing, a specific director vision. Okay. I want this thing made, top notch, soup to nuts. There are so many young, talented, amazing directors out there right now. I say go for somebody that has a vision, that is super talented behind the camera. that has a cinematographer that is like next level, you know? I mean, I would love a Halloween movie with like a Fincher type vibe to it, right? I don't want it to feel like the movie that just, you know, it just went straight direct to video and it feels like Walmart dumpster fire, which I don't think they're going to do that anyway. I want some a young, fresh director that is like super talented. And this is where, yeah, Destiny. Thank you. Boom. That's it right there. Ty West. Ty West is probably in my easy like top 5 list of directors I want. Another one would be David Robert Mitchell. And that guy needs a hit because he did It Follows, which was great. And then his Under the Silver Lake, that movie was horrible. Okay. I did not like it at all. It was horrible. But he has a great eye for horror. And man, can you imagine him doing a freaking Halloween movie? I would love it. What are some other directors that you would love to see do a Halloween movie? Okay, we mentioned David Robert Mitchell. We mentioned Ty West. What was there was another one in my mind too that I was thinking about. I guess those are my 2 right now. I mean, shit. If you're going with like seasoned guys, you know, like a Fincher style director would be great. Fede Alvarez might be interesting, although I don't know if that's like perfect. But yeah, Michael Dougherty would be a good one. And guys, I'll say this right now too. I think Marcus Dunstan. I'm not against Marcus Dunstan doing Halloween. Like, you know, he had an interesting script with Halloween Returns, but watching his movies, I like his style. I like how hard-edged he is. And hey guys, let me ask you this. For Halloween, do you prefer when it's more tension-based, very little blood, you know? Or do you like when they just go for it? You know, crazy kills. And they did that in the David Gordon Green trilogy. Some crazy-ass kills. Hard-edged Myers, blood all over the place. I guess I like a mixture of both, you know? I don't want a Halloween movie to be like Saw. But, James Wan. Yes, that's a great one. James Wan would be. And you know what? I wouldn't doubt if they came to James Wan and said, hey, what do you think about Halloween? I'm not so sure he would be against it, if I'm being honest. You know? I would even say this. I bet a lot of directors have a Halloween script in mind that they've thought about, you know? I think that's how influential Halloween is. You know, Carpenter, the work that he did on the first Halloween, still to this day, big directors constantly mention that film and Carpenter. Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright's a huge fan of he's a fan of Halloween 6. I freaking told the story where one of the actresses that was in Halloween 6, she became a designer, like a home decorator or whatever, and she was designing Edgar Wright's new home. And he kept looking at her, and he was just like, holy shit, were you in Halloween 6? Because she doesn't like telling people that she was, just because she doesn't like to brag about being, another life. And then he wanted to freaking like have a party around her and everybody watch Halloween 6 together, you know? So I mean, it could be interesting to have freaking Edgar Wright actually do a Halloween movie. It'd be freaking bonkers. But Chloe Okuno, I'll have to look up who that is, Erica. What did she direct? What did she direct? Hey, what do you guys think about like a French director doing a Halloween movie? Now, we did have one European director, Dominique Authen-Girard. And then the rest of them have been American directors, I think. I think a French director would be pretty interesting, actually. What's up, guys? You are at the end of the DDLive clip. What I do is I like to clip these out if I think the topic is important or something that's newsworthy. So thank you for watching. And if you want to watch more, you can go over here. You can go over here, click on one of those. And hopefully I can do this for 20 seconds, which I think I did. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys.